Hey, what's good? What's good? We are about to get it started. It's a Saturday afternoon here in California. And I know it's not afternoon everywhere, but in California, it's afternoon. So here's what I want to do today. I want to introduce you to 8 ways to be 10 times better. I think I mentioned that on my live stream before, but if you don't know, I am Rashid Hill, better known as Coach Rashid. Yes, I'm an actual certified strategic intervention and career coach. I do a lot of business and entrepreneur type onboarding, and I've um, I've done some really interesting things that I don't talk about that much. Normally, when I come on, I'm talking about crypto, right? How do we get into the crypto game? That's definitely something I've been investing in and investigating. I have a blockchain certification as well. So, really love to study. I love to research. I love to be with the emerging technologies. And when I talk about emerging technologies, there was a very instrumental person some time ago that introduced the fourth industrial revolution and that impact to me. And I started doing some research about upskilling and new skilling and reskilling. And all of that really took me back to my book. I wrote a book back in 2013 after I got my actual certification, coaching certification with Tony Robbins. And the beautiful thing is, when I wrote the book, I researched so many different areas of personal and professional development. The book itself, I'm going to really, give you some tips and things that I'm going to have actual about 8 sessions. We're going to talk about my book, and then I'm going to obviously talk about the online workshop, which is right now it's an online what I call e-academy, which is at learnworlds.com. So I actually have my book that's been converted into an online workshop, and I have some live events that are centered around that to make sure that you really get the empowerment and engagement that you're looking for. And so that's what's really cool about, a lot of people know that I'm an actual coach. A lot of people that I associate with, that I have direct contact with, that's been with me in these crypto programs and understanding the blockchain space, understand that, my background is in personal and professional development. And so with that, it helps me to engage and help grow the business that anybody, that I partner with. We really have a good, um, you know, connection when it comes to those type of behaviors in growing your business. So it's great to have that coaching background, really have a lot of great tools. I have an actual proprietary model called the hero coaching model. High excellence results option is that coaching model. So the hero coaching model. And I love that I have about 8 steps in there, or 8 phases. I call them phases, right? It takes you all the way from assessment, where you are, and like, the late Bob Proctor, amazing legend in the industry of personal and professional development and mindset and paradigm shift. He says most people don't know where they are, therefore they don't know how to get started going to where they should be, right? Because our mindset is really the most powerful place that we can house and really accelerate our purpose, our gift, our talent, because we all have that, but we just don't all utilize it to its fullest potential. And I'm here to shift and pivot away from our normal everyday conversation about crypto investing to this next level that I've always been in. I've always been in personal development. I've always encouraged and engaged and empowered people around me in my community as well as beyond, anywhere my voice can be heard. And you can see all of this on some of my previous videos about a year or two ago. That's really was my focus. I did a lot of interviews as well about personal and professional development. And the interview platform was called the Triple Effect, right? And I think some of you may remember the Triple Effect. And I will definitely refer to some of that when I start my actual series on 8 ways to be 10 times better, the acceleration or the ignition series. Really excited because I've been engrossed in, crypto and just fascinated about blockchain. I literally just finished a weekly presentation about blockchain and how to build wealth with crypto. And I do that every week, every Saturday morning. And you can find that information at focusandlead.com, focusinlead.com. I don't know if I have that link set up here or not, but I will put a link here so that everybody can take a look at more information about what I'm doing and how powerful it is. But today is all about my ignition event. I'm talking about how do you accelerate your personal and professional development? And that's where 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better comes in. Bam, right? So we're going to talk about, bam, my book. I just got a shipment in about a week and a half ago. I do have an event coming up in March. It was January, but it's been pushed to March. And I'll be doing a book signing. I'll be doing some presentations about 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better, the personal and professional development guide that I created some years ago. And I've revised it. And that's how I created the actual workbook. The workbook has so much more in it. Bam. So there's a physical workbook. The physical workbook itself is online, and I have that at learnworlds.com, and I will post that up for you, and I'll show you that in a few minutes as well, just to give you an idea. Beautifully designed, really, really, really a great package here that I want everybody to just get an idea of what you're seeing here, and we're going to talk about all of this in my series. Totally free series to talk about it, introducing you to my platform, introducing you to my my actual brand for the 8 Ways to 10 Times Better. So my L3 Coaching Solutions is my coaching business, and like I said, really, really a great platform. Just to give you an idea, this is module 4. I mean, check it out, man. It's really nice. Really, really looks great. I had somebody out of England do this for me back in the day, and really, really did a good job. So let me just read a little bit for you. So just to highlight why I'm here today. You may wonder, this is in the module 4 called Mastery. You may wonder, how does a person find the drive or the means to get to get back up, dust themselves off, and pursue that great dream they once had? Well, here's the answer. You have to find that clear outcome, that achievement, or that reason that will give you the passion to be unstoppable, right? What's your goals? Set your clear outcomes and how you're going to achieve those goals. And so that's really a little taste, right, of what we're working with here. I mean, really, really good stuff. And like I said, I have this all online at learnworlds.com. And I mean, just really packed, man. Just goes on and on and on. This is module 5, mentor, right? What kind of things do you have to offer others, and what kind of things are you looking for in order to be mentored? Why is it important to have a mentor? Why is it important to have a coach? What does it mean to be a protege? Just really, really good stuff. Anticipate is module 6. What do you offer clients that's unique? What are your unique selling points, your USP? What is unique about what you do, right? If you're in business. So, like I said, all of this is found. And with the program I got at Learn Worlds, which is my e-academy, you get this free. All right. That comes with the actual online course, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. So I see that we have, hey, things you need. What's going on, my man, Jermaine? Good to see you, brother. Yes, Jermaine did get a copy, got his copies of the book. And I do have a reference to the online course that we're going to talk about here. So I just want everybody to know that, you can come to my channel and you can get quality personal development information. I continually promote mindset and, how do you scale your business? How do you get yourself from where you are, where do you want to be? Right. And that's key. That's key. If you ever looked at, Bob Proctor, I mean, really, really icon in the industry of mindset, personal development, professional development. And he always showed you the key, right? The key to get yourself from where you are is mindset. And he always talked about, a lot of people talk about the mind and they think of the brain, when the brain is obviously not your mind. Your mind could be in your hand, your mind could be in your arm, your mind could be in your knee. Your mind is an abstract thing, right? It's a state of being, it's a state of intelligence. And so it not necessarily is the brain, but obviously your brain has a lot to do with creating that paradigm shift that you're required to have in order to get out of your own way so that you can be the best version of yourself. And that's what we're here to do, right? That's really why we're here. So, in the book, 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better, as you can tell, this is my working copy because, bam, I got my notes and everything in there. Talking about leadership, bam, it's is a lot of notes, bam. If you can see that, I don't know if you can or can't, but anyway, yeah. A lot of notes here, a lot of underlines. I talk about that paradigm. I mean, if you can see that, you can see that what I did here. I listen to Bob Proctor a lot, as you can tell, and I really admire him for the contributions that he has to the industry of personal development. And so when we're talking about personal and professional development, then we know that you got to kind of have a breakthrough, right? And so when I look at in my book, I'm gonna tell you what I start out with. This is really, like I said, all this is right here. It's all in here. You can go to 8waysbe10timesbetter.com and you can get a copy, or you can go to changethegame1000.pro and you can also check it out. Um, Here's something that a mantra that I used to recite before reading. And it says, I realize that my results and my being are not the same thing. And I reaffirm that I am a good person. I go forward in a spirit of expectation and understanding that I cannot know all of what the universe has in store for me, but I will remain open to all things. I am so happy and grateful knowing that the good which I desire is worthy of me. I forgive myself completely and release myself from self doubt and fear. I move forward with the joy of expectation that I will achieve my goals. I willingly release thoughts and things that clutter my mind. And then, you know what? I clear it all out and I kick in what's next. What's next, right? Like Dean Graziosi and Frank Kern and Chandra, these are some really smart folks in the online space. And that's what Dean taught us the other day. And he's going to talk about it in the impact workshop is you're not looking for somebody to tell you, why this. You're looking for somebody to say what's next, right? And so that's what I love about this program that I put together. It's about what's next, right? You're going to start with the book. You want to start with this online, introduction. And if you're serious, you must fully commit. So in chapter 1, we talk about breakthrough. And when we talk about breakthrough, we want you to fully commit, because you're not going to get a breakthrough if you're not fully committing. That's the first thing. And so in that chapter, I talk about kind of some steps to what you can do when you wake up, what you can do to get you going in the right direction. I reference Eric Thomas when he talked about getting fully committed, because a lot of times when I listen to Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher, he really, really reminds you that you can't half do it. You can't just step your toe in it. You can sit there and you can point the finger, you can blame, you can do all of those things. But at the end of the day, if you're serious about your success, you must fully commit. And that's really the problem that a lot of us have, is we don't commit fully. We tiptoe around in it. Beautiful thing that Tony Robbins he talks about. It says that he discovered in his work with people and companies is that when we say we have tried everything and we can't do anymore, we are actually lying to ourselves to lessen the pain of disappointment. We are literally not telling ourselves the truth. We just are trying to soften the blow of disappointment. There's always more we can do. And I'm living proof of it. And I'd say, oh man, I don't know what else to do. I don't know which direction to go. Things aren't working out. And then when you stop and you start to think and you really meditate, you'll start to see openings that you totally, totally miss. And sometimes it's just a matter of trying something new, right? That you normally would not do, try something new. And you may open that door that's been closed. Um, so those are just some of the things in breakthrough. It reminds me that breakthrough and change, it's not a matter of um, it's not a matter of intelligence. It's not a matter of knowledge. It's not a matter of getting more information. That's not what gives you the breakthrough. The breakthrough is a matter of motivation. Think about times that you, let's say you wanted a job and you had to do an actual online assessment or a test, right? If you really want that job, you're going to do that test. You may be afraid of tests. You may be afraid of exams. A lot of people, they can do great on the study, but when it's time to take the test, they really, really shake, right? They just lose it. But guess what? When you're motivated, look, I got to earn money. I got to take care of my family. I have mouths to feed. I got to keep the lights on. Guess what? You're going to suppress that fear of that assessment because you need that job, right? And so you're motivated to make that happen. How does that show up in your life when you don't have a need for anything tangible, but you know that you have not elevated yourself to that next level? You know that you're not using the gifts that you've been given, right? We all have those gifts. We sometimes need somebody on the outside that's not in the frame that can look at the frame and tell us what we're missing. That's really key. And that's what I love about coaching. I don't need to know your industry. All I need to know is you. And then we can help you develop to be 10 times better. So that's what's so powerful about the coaching industry. It's not about knowing your industry. And it's good that, I know a little bit about business and entrepreneurship that I can help you, but I know a lot about relationships as well. And those are some other areas that I really appreciate being in. Just some key things, man. Breakthrough is that first part, and then there's like a whole section. I know you can't see all that, but there's a whole section in here about change, right? And we all know about that change, right? Change is about attitude. Change is about commitment. Change is about determination. Change is about lifestyle, right? You got to either upgrade yourself or you're not stagnant. When Bob Proctor talks about paradigm shift, he's telling you that there's so many moving parts to that, and one of the biggest parts of that is vibrations, right? How many times do we hear that we have to be in the right vibration? And when you're in the right vibration, you're going to be on the same frequency as common people that think commonly, common things. So for instance, right, there's people that I've known for years. I'm talking years, 20 years or so, and 10 to 20, something like that. And why do we still talk to each other? Why do we still talk about business? Why do we still talk about our goals and aspirations and our families and doing, great things for society and contributing to a better culture? Why do we do that? Because we're on the same frequency. And so to this day, we have Zoom calls, we have, Telegram calls, we have that. And so there's like three or four of us that will get on the call and not have an agenda, but we're already on the same wavelength. Why? Because our vibrations are at that level, right? And so these are the type of things that when you start to understand those and you start to look at that in a wider picture in your life, then you'll start to understand how to open up and unleash that power from within. Um, so, chapter number 2 is Trendsetter. We're talking Trendsetter. Rise early and set the pace, right? Trendsetter. You don't want to be the one following, you want to be the one leading. So, I know agencies or companies out there in the crypto space that are not waiting for somebody else to develop something, they are leading. And when I do presentations about cryptocurrency in this one organization, it's so many times that I say they're the first to do this. They're the first to do this. They're the first because they're leading. They're not saying, okay, let's see what ERC20 protocol is going to do. What is Ethereum going to do next? Okay, is Solana or is it Matic or is it Aave? These are all kind of living on the ERC20 protocol or their blockchain, but they're not waiting for that. They create their own blockchain so they could do their own thing and advance the industry on their own. So their technology is light years ahead of so many other competitors because they're trendsetters, trend forwarders, right? As Haven used to say. So really, really a powerful chapter here. One of the lines here is your emotions dictate your actions based on the meanings you allow to give to an event, right? As we are wired to have free will, we can choose how we will deal with every circumstance, right? Every circumstance, we control it. Um, Growth and self discipline is a big part of this chapter. I talk about Chloe Madonnas and the six universal needs that we all are trying to solve. Um, some activities you can do, like I said, when you wake up, and how to get you moving in the right direction, how to be excited. And then I have these things called inspirational expressions. That's really, really good stuff. Be excited. Don't sleep on the expression. Get excited. No one will motivate you. It's up to you to get up, get out, and get something done. This is your life. Get excited and make something happen. Right? Boom. Like, don't worry about it. Don't look to your left and right for inspiration. Don't look up and down. You are the one that needs to get up and get something done because you have all the faculties within you. You have been given the gift, right? Like they say, the gift is the present, right? The present is today. And if today is the present, then you already have the gift. All you need to do is deliver. All you need to do is deliver, but you got to believe in yourself to do that. So 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better is the book. 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better is the workbook. And you can get that just by checking out 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better.com. Or we can take a look at my e-academy on Learn Worlds. Let me take a look at that real quick. So I want you to see kind of what you're working with, some exciting stuff in this particular industry. All right. So if you can see my page here, hopefully you can see it, because when I go live, I can't see what's going on the StreamYard. But right here is the nextera.learning.learnworlds.com. This is the online, like I said, course that I created from the book. And if you see this in the corner, you know that you're in the right place. Learn a new skill, understand new ideas, become better. Are you career ready? And so when I focused on career transitions for veterans and non-veterans, of course, as being a member of the Federal Service, I was able to provide guidance on how to upskill and reskill your abilities, your talents, so that you can be more competitive in the fourth industrial revolution. So we know that a lot of people are working from home and being, that's a different transition. You may not really have the right mentality or skill set to work alone. Whereas a lot of people like to go to the office, you have an employee mindset, therefore the cubicles are your friend. But then you have people that are entrepreneur mindsets or intrapreneur, which is an employee that thinks outside the box. Then you're in that office, but you're still thinking about better ways to do business. Okay. Within your organization, because you like what you do. You don't want to be out there trying to build a business, but you're able to contribute within that bigger picture. And so I really focused on how to take an employee and make them a better intrapreneur, because you don't have to leave your job in order to be an entrepreneur. You can still contribute at a high level. But you may need to reskill or upskill in order to scale your abilities to the level that it's recognized within the organization as a value added member, right? And then you can get those promotions. So those are some of the things that I talked about within the context of 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better. So, okay. So you can take a look at that. And you can take a look at training programs, practical approach for your careers, veteran focused learning, and global oriented. So there is really a path for everybody within this particular online course. All right. So I welcome you guys to take a closer look. You can attain your goals a lot faster. You just aim high, you'll see the big picture, and I'm here to help you do that. My online course is called 8 Ways to Be 10 Times Better, the online course, right? By Rashid Hill. New exciting ways to upgrade your personal, professional, and social life. Right now, still introductory at $199, but I promise you, I have a few tweaks that I'm going to make, and I'm going to take this thing to a whole nother level. And when that happens, it's really, it's really going to be closer to what the actual price should be. And so right now it's still introductory at 199. I really want to get some feedback. I've had a few people take a look at it, and I really appreciate the feedback. So I'm going to take some of that and incorporate it into the upgrades. Have some new videos that I'm going to include as well. But right now, this is that introductory price. So if you want to get in, check it out. Go ahead and take a look at it. Go through the course. Really, some interactive things there, some Q&A. I got some assessment questions along the way, knowledge checks, things like that. You can definitely take a look at that and let me know. Give me some feedback on that. So I look forward to anyone that wants to go ahead and get that introductory price and take a look at it, right? And I appreciate that. All right. So if you do, great. If you want to get the book, then you can obviously go to 8 ways to be 10 times better dot com. You can do that, right? So I think I put that in the description, so you can definitely take a look at that. You can take a look at the wider coaching program as well. But if you can want to look at some of the investment opportunities and some of those wealth building, crypto building opportunities, you can go to knowofme.net. So there's so many ways that you can reach me, if you so desire. But I really wanted you to see that there is an avenue for an online course if you prefer to do that. Okay. So I appreciate anyone that takes advantage of that. Like I said, if you want to, you can always take a look at um, the website if you want to get a copy of the books, and that'll come to me, and then I will autograph it and send it out to you. So opportunities to do that are all over the place. All right, so I hope that that gave you a little taste of what the 8 ways to 10 times better is about. We're going to talk a little bit more about this as we go along. I'm going to, like I said, start doing a series of recorded topics and see if if I can help anybody out there just raise their game to have an unfair advantage to winning in whatever space you're in, right? So like I said, just lots of notes in this thing. I look forward to really giving you some of that insight as we go along. I even talk about Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is an amazing story. Man, to be where he was, homeless, and to be down and out, to live in his car for years. But man, he picked himself back up and he went straight to the top. So really, really good information. Good story about him. I talk about Alex Haley in the book. I talk about Eric Thomas, Bill Gates, Michael Jordan. I talk about Tony Robbins. Of course, he was homeless for some time as well. And that's when he wrote his best event called Unleash the Power Within, UPW. And that's where I was able to meet him as well. We talk about mentor, chapter 5. We're talking about what else we got here. Anticipate, which is one of my favorites, and it really puts you in a perspective of how do you anticipate the next move, right? How do you get to a point where you're so tuned in and you can access your mental faculties to a point where it looks like you're clairvoyant. It looks like you already know the answer before the question's asked. That's where Stephen Covey back in the day with the 7 habits begin with the end in mind. When you know the end, you can start to begin. 7 Chapter 7 is about power. You know what? Power is in the lab. Power is in the humor. And power is in being able to create happiness for others. That's real power, is creating happiness for others. We're talking about servant leader, and that's where we close it out. And there's some bonus material at the back that breaks down the genius quotient, GQ, the genius quotient. Something that after a little research, saw that the IQ and EQ were really critical and central to anybody everywhere, that wants success, you've got to have the IQ and the EQ. But to get GQ, it's almost like you're elevated into that space, from mindset, skill set, and being able to deliver, um, on a whole nother emotional fitness level. Really, really good stuff. I really invite you into, my space, to enjoy, knowing a little bit more about the 8 ways with 10 times better journey. And so I welcome everyone, to participate in, those particular events when they do come. And so thank you all for hanging with me today. And I look forward to our journey forward. Hey, definitely check out, Learn Worlds, the next era learning.learnworlds.com, and you can get that introductory price for the online course called 8 Ways Be 10 Times Better. And you get the, workbook for free. All right, peace. Y'all take care, and I'll see you later.